Okay. So it's easier for women to get laid. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Agree. 100%.
Agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need to like agree. It's a fact. Like that's what the data says, and it shows that it's out there that it is like harder on self-reported things. It is harder for men to get sexual access to women, and like that's fine. Like we're the pickier and we're the choosier sex. Have you ever heard the joke from men that nobody's ugly after 2 a.m.? Yeah, like it's real. But like when we're talking about these sex differences, we just have to be mindful about testosterone. Testosterone is a sexual impulse. We have testosterone too, but we have like 1/17th to 1/75th of the amount of testosterone as men. So like men value purity, but they also really want to have sex. Now, is it like helpful or beneficial for a man to be absurdly promiscuous and give himself sexual diabetes? Like, no. You know what I mean? But to say that, you know, men are insecure if a woman has a high body count, I think that's fair, because the men that are looking for relationships, that are looking to commit to women, of course they're not going to want to commit to a woman that has a promiscuous past, because behavior, your habits are a good indicator for how you'll behave in the future. But like, I just think that that's a really sexist thing that we do. You know, he doesn't like a promiscuous woman, so obviously he's insecure. I don't know what the female equivalent of that would be, of men saying anything like that. But, and it's also true, like, it comes down to the quality of men that you're hanging out with. Like, if you're hanging around men, like, if you hear that conversation where men are saying out loud, like, oh, yeah, I was with her, you can have her, then we need to be changing our friend groups. We cannot be socializing with, I mean, it's just like, it's degenerate people. Even if it was a woman, like, if one of my girlfriends was like, yeah, I had him, you can have him too, I'd be like, this friendship is over because there's something wrong with you. Like, that's purely degenerate. We can't, like, be crossing streams. Like, this is inappropriate. Yeah, it's not cool. So.
Well, I think that I probably should have used a different word. I realize that the word insecure does have a negative connotation, but I believe insecurity is something every single human deals with, you know? We're all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it. Kanye, whatever.
What are you doing?
Like, my ADHD cannot right now.
Like, I think that it's just a fact. Like, you know, it was not supposed to be like, oh, my, you know, this guy I'm dating can't care about the last guy I dated. Like, I didn't mean it so much as a negative thing, but I think that, you know, you asked, why do you think men care?
Yo, what are you doing, Rin?
Somebody was like, I was like doing this, and then people were like, Rin's like doing a BTS dance. So I was like, why not actually do a BTS dance?
All right.
Oh, just it distracts from the show though. But I was gonna say, like, the thing about it is, like, you're not the first woman to say it. Like, if you take time, and you could watch their content too, it is like a standard thing that when men have standards in relationships, we shame them, we shun them. When, like, if you have a brother or a father, and like, let's say your father was dating, right? Like, you would want him to have standards. Like, that men are allowed to have standards, but we kind of like shame them for having them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Multiple times that phrase comes up. He doesn't like promiscuous women, and I know you clarified later with 2 or 3. But like, there's women that'll say, like, let's say you know, her body count was like 25 or like 35, right? So if we present this situation, the scenario, and a man comes out and says, well, that's too much, I'm not okay with that, women will still call him insecure. There's some women out there, like, she could have a body count of like hundreds, right? That would be a very small minority.
I don't think it's about insecurity. At that point, I think it's just like, you've, you know, done this with so many different people, you must not value it, you must not respect yourself. That's how I see it. That's how I view it. So I think the insecurity part, I won't even go over that, because I think we're on the same page. Like, that's whatever.
I think we unpacked it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems to me that as soon as a guy says, here's what I want in a girl, here's what I want in a woman, it's almost always going to be met with, that's either a misogynist or you're insecure, small dick energy. It's always going to be met with some sort of contempt, shaming. So it's just funny. Women are allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries, and men are not.
Yeah. Well, I actually think it's the total, I won't say total opposite, but I think that women are more outwardly allowed to have those boundaries and standards when it comes to having sex. And that's why we said, you know, women are the pickers and choosers, but men have it with marriage and relationships.
I actually kind of disagree with that.
Okay.
Well, women control access to sex, but like, most men are invisible to most women. So actually most men don't have choice either when it comes to a relationship.
Okay. Yeah, that's
now,
super fair
like
to say.
top tier guys, yes, then they are the ones who decides who gets a relationship.
Right.
It does happen to be the case, it happens to be the case that most women are chasing after those top 10, top 20%
right,
men.
because we're
And
taking
so
the ones that we choose that we would
once
physically be intimate
yeah.
with, and then we're looking at that, you know, small group of people and deciding who
Yep.
we would truly like to be in a relationship with. And then those guys have also been other females' choice to be intimate with.
Yep.
So then, you know, you're nothing special when it comes to their dating pool.
Yeah, so if you've said yes to them, a lot of other women are prepared to say yes to them. So they have really no incentive to commit.
So what's your dating advice? Say no? Keep saying no? Like,
Well, I
what was
think
the
one,
point?
have a reasonable self-assessment of where you stand in the sexual marketplace. So I think you guys, you know, none of you said you were 10s, but we do have girls that come on the show. They not
Yeah.
10s that say they're 10s, and it's like,
Do you tell them right there? You're like,
I tell them you're not a 10, and they'll fight me on it. I'm not rude about it. I'm just like, and I don't give them a rating,
Yeah.
but I'll say you're not a 10.
yeah. Who is a 10? Who's your celeb crush?
Eric, do you want to pull up the Instagram?
This has been discussed before.
We just have, this is Eric's saved Instagram. So these are like, I wouldn't say they're 10s, but they're like, I would consider very attractive,
yeah.
like 8, 9, 10. So we got Wolfie Cindy here. Keep
Oh,
going.
yeah.
She's
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Just keep scrolling, Eric. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down.
Is that Katarina Dem?
Probably, I don't know. That just, anyways.
Okay, so now I have a question.
Exceptionally attractive women.
These girls are so hot, super hot. The girls that are posting photos like that, is that wife material? Like, does that not, because as a girl, and this is funny to like think about, you know, if my dude were on the internet posting just, you know, totally naked pictures all the time, I would be like, yeah, like objectively he's attractive, but it, you know, in my like dating rate, like you go to a 0. I wouldn't want to be with someone like that. Whereas for men, like you see that and you're just like, oh, she's a 10. Like the second you see her posting that, you know, that's not a 10 from me anymore. But these women are also making a lot of money and making a bag, and I respect that. Like,
I don't.
And they probably don't look like that. And have you seen, what's her name, Wolfie Cindy? Have you seen her in real life?
She's pretty.
She's pretty bad, but she doesn't look like that in real life.
Well, yeah, obviously there's some Photoshop
You know?
and makeup and
So there's
filters
that,
and
and
all
then
that.
the good point that Lindsay made, when girls, you know, I personally, my boyfriend, if he likes a girl in a bikini pic, I'm like, don't fucking like that picture. But I don't post pictures like that, so I expect him not to like those. So what's your opinion? Would you wife up Wolfie Cindy with her posting pictures like that on her Instagram?
Would I wife up Wolfie Cindy? I mean, I don't know her. I haven't met her. So I
From what you
great
know.
personality. You love her. She checks everything,
But
but
she
she
posts.
still posts.
She's a
But she has
whore.
an OF.
Oh,
like,
she's a whore?
She like
Wolfie,
she
I
has
don't
like
think she has OF.
like 20 plus body count, and she's posting that. So no, ignore OnlyFans. She has 20 plus body count, and she's posting that on.
Does Wolfie Cindy have a 20 plus body
Probably.
count? You think so? I don't
Yeah.
know.
She's in Hollywood. I'm guessing. I don't know. She could have 5 bodies. I'm just in the instance that she did, would you wife her up? I'm just asking.
yeah.
Because of the Instagram photos or because of her hypothetical body count? Because she's a model, like she is a model, so the photos is like, I mean, to me, that's not. She doesn't do OF like she's.
But she's
a
not a
proper
real
model.
model.
Not a model. No,
Arguably,
like,
she's not a real model.
she's
She's
a- I think
social media
she's closer to a
BS.
porn star.
She's an Instagram model. She's
Or
not a
an
model.
influencer.
She's
Yeah.
not
No,
a
I
model.
think she's like she does like actual. What's
She's
his
I think
never
name?
she's
done
been to
Vogue.
like Miami Swim Week, but
Adriana
never been to
Lima is a
fashion.
model.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
woman is not a
yeah,
model. There's not
Giselle
much
is a
that's
model.
natural about
Arena
her.
is a model. Like,
Yeah.
Get Wolfie Cindy on the show.
like there's
I like her. If
I'll
she
tell her
sees
to her
this, I don't
face
mean
that she's
it.
not a model. Like, you can bring her. She's not a, that you're not
My
a
buddy,
model.
my
right?
buddy knows her. My buddy knows her,
Oh, I'm
but
sure he
apparently
does.
she doesn't do like interviews.
So, but would you, would you?
Would I what? Wife
Would you
her?
wife her? Would you put a ring on it?
Well, here's. I mean, I'm
Yes.
already. No. Hold
The
on.
status.
Well, first off, I'm already disqualifying myself just based on looks.
you're just
I'm disqualifying
No.
myself. You're saying she's just into me?
yeah,
Wolfie
she's
Cindy, look, I'm realistic about where I'm at
okay,
in
but
life.
we're in a
Wolfie
hypothetical
Cindy
that we
ain't
get to
coming
make
You made
for
up.
us
me.
do hypotheticals.
Yeah,
though.
we're
Wolfie
I'm
Cindy
married,
ain't
Answer
coming
the
for me.
question.
I'm married and I did a Henry Cavill hypothetical for the show, and that was like dodgy for me.
So, okay,
you
give me the
know.
breakdown. She's great
She's
personality.
great. She's everything you want in a woman.
But
she
she has a
likes you.
20
She's
plus
attracted
body
to you.
count.
She wants to date you, or
20
you guys are dating. She wants you to marry her. 20 plus body count.
And she
this
posts
is her
this
Instagram.
every day.
Her
you're her
boobies
boyfriend.
out.
Yeah.
She does lingerie shoots where you can see your nipple, and she posts it on Instagram. Everyone can see your boobs. They're supposed to be yours.
Brian, it's okay if you like hoes. It's okay.
Whoa,
Like,
whoa,
a lot
whoa,
of men
whoa.
do.
Yeah,
just
that's
say it.
okay.
Like,
Just
like
say it. We
there's-
just wanna hear it.
Whoa. Hold on.
A lot of men do. How do you think she's getting paid? It's okay.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
She
She's
does. I don't.
gorgeous.
She does not have OnlyFans. She's like not.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's
So she
fine. So,
doesn't- she doesn't have
OnlyFans is a hard line for you. Instagram modeling, in a swimsuit, is that a hard
Yes or
line?
no?
Like,
I wouldn't. No, the swimsuit shit. I don't really. Okay.
Lingerie.
Let me frame it like this. Would it be? Let me frame it like this. Would it be my preference that a girl didn't even have social media? Yes. However, like
realistically,
like to me, there's much higher things on the list of things that I care about than that. So also, I'm like, money is my vice. So I'd probably say that the opportunity in terms of partnering with Wolfie Cindy would be substantial. Like there's some value there.
Yeah. So maybe you would date her and
The finesse.
use her to network, but possibly not marry, or would you?
It's such a
Would that be a deal
hypothetical.
breaker?
Like she
but you
maybe
give
has
us the
20
hypothetical.
bucks.
We did
I
it.
know, we got it.
I don't think there's like an L. You
He's
know,
like,
like
"This
if
is
you
my
think that a
podcast."
really beautiful, attractive woman who checks all the boxes but posts these pictures on the internet, like you're in California, like
Well,
that's pretty standard for this place.
I also have to be
Yeah.
realistic with like the women that I'm surrounded by. Like there's not a lot of women who don't have Instagram, aren't
Yeah.
posting these kind of photos.
Yeah, fair enough.
So like I could be in my ivory tower on my high horse, say I would never date a girl who has an Instagram. Well, I'm gonna be celibate for a minute.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna find.
I'm not gonna get laid for a minute. So like, would it? But however, would it be like brownie points? Would I think it's great if a girl didn't have Instagram or wasn't posting these sort of revealing photos? 100%. But I live in Santa Barbara, California, incredibly liberal, like
Yeah.
very,
It's just not a
open.
deal breaker for you.
It's not a deal breaker.
It's
not
fine.
a deal
Like for a
breaker.
lot of liberal men, they're cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
Go
I
you,
personally,
body
no.
positivity.
20
yeah.
body count though, that's gonna be tough to wife up. So I think on the
That's
body
like
count
majority
thing,
of women in
that's
cities.
It is.
bruv. We've had some 18-year-old girls on that have 30, 40, 50 bodies. So like,
Yeah.
on that note,
Not my.
let's talk about body count. Okay. Did you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. Do you just save those and make like a collection in your Instagram of hot girls?
It's just like it's in the,
It's come up
that's
before.
interesting.
Yeah.
it's favorited for the show.
Okay.
It's for the show. It's for the show.
research
It's for the show.
Listen, these girls, they come in, they say they're 10s. Bruv.
You have to show them what a 10 is.
I don't even, half those girls are like 8s and most of them aren't
Like,
10s.
are there's like successful men that are married to like like not promiscuous, but like hypersexual women that are public online. Like they totally exist, right? I can't like I'm Midwest and I don't look at that stuff, but is there a couple that comes to mind? Like there's women, there's tons of people that do that, yeah.
Yeah. No,
That do
I would
what?
agree.
High status men who are married to
Yeah,
women
let's-
who present hypersexually on social media.
100%.
Yeah.
yeah, let's think about
Yeah.
pro athletes. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a ton of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, they're
maybe
doing
those
it.
just aren't high value men. They're high status men who just happen to know how to play a sport really
No,
well.
I think so. Here's the thing: like, there is an element of a trophy wife, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, as long as she
Yeah.
doesn't embarrass you in public or like have like public scandals or get pregnant by another
Yeah.
dude. Like, I think a lot of guys are willing to
Mm-hmm.
have this very like a perpetual 10 that
Yeah.
you get to invest millions in.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like that stuff takes upkeep, right? You know, like they can afford things to keep them looking like hotter for much longer than like me. I mean, that's not gonna happen for me. So I think like there's an element of a trophy wife. You know, that's okay.
Well, and look, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm reading the chat. A lot of y'all in the chat saying I'm a simp
I saw that.
because I would, bruv,
Stop.
have you guys, okay, Wolfie Cindy is an exceptionally attractive woman.
She's okay. She looks like the majority of Instagram models, in my
In
opinion.
Bruv.
real life,
You're
I
not
mean,
gonna find. You're gonna find.
Bro,
10 other
she has,
Wolfie
like-
Cindy's.
You should
No, no,
invite
no, no,
Destiny.
She's
no.
beautiful. Yeah.
No,
But
hold
you
on.
can find another one. She look. There's another.
Bro,
girl that
she
looks
has
just like
like
her. What's her name?
1,000-year dynasty genetics.
okay, but you're here's another
That's how
factor.
attractive she
There's-
is.
She is a beautiful, curvaceous, dark-haired, I believe, dark-eyed, gorgeous woman. There's some guys who find her unattractive completely. They're into, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, or African American women. Like, you know, she's really not, maybe in your opinion. And, you know, I'd like for you to meet her in person. I don't want to
set
like
it up.
that too.
Set it up.
So would he.
I don't have.
Yeah, you know,
I think that
and I
she's
feel like
sexy, but I wouldn't call her beautiful. Like when I think about models, I think about
she's
traditional
beautiful.
models.